Alright, hello everyone, my name is Flavius, and today we're going to be talking about balance changes for the Mortal Judgment release. So I'm going to be reacting to these changes, very similar to how I reacted to all the cards that have been released, the full set. Released, I mean, you cannot buy them, but you can now see all the cards you're going to get, which should be coming out in the next 24 hours, tomorrow. Not sure exactly the time or the time zone, but anyway, links to the details to my article will be below in the description if you are on YouTube. So let's just jump right into it. So this is an 8-minute blog post just posted, I believe, just over an hour ago. There's a few details why the team is doing this. I think it's mainly to address the fact that a lot of people felt the new expansion was even going to add more into the, I guess, the saturated aggro meta we have right now. I mean, light is very overpowered and the games get decided very quickly. We could see, and I guess they saw on a public test realm, that aggro was very strong on this upcoming expansion, so they have made some changes. So I've already prepared here the cards, and I know they're going to make some changes to the core cards. So I guess all the new ones, including this one, we've seen just 5 weeks ago, and already some updates for the Mortal Judgments, which again has not been released yet, should be released anytime soon. So non-Mortal Judgment changes. Again, I think this is all to help address aggro. So Mace of Calling, change durability from 3 to 2. I think it's a fair change. I mean, the card, incredible value, 2 mana, 2/3, adds that Acolyte. It became a staple as a relic for aggro, for Metalite, especially because you get a 1 mana 2/2 Acolyte, and that helps with filling the board. You know how it goes. I think it's a fair change. Next one, Wrong Path. Ooh. Well, I guess this is going to be loading. Wrong Path. Change mana cost from 3 mana to 4. Quite a powerful card. A lot of games have been decided with this card. When you think you finally were able to set some ground on a board, and they play you this, and you just have another setback. 4 mana, I think it's fair, because again, you delay your opponent and you draw a card, so fair enough. Shield Bearer. I believe we've seen this nerf before. It became light only, so we're gonna see it again. So it's gonna be a 1 mana 0/1. Give +1/+1. Still might be used, but it reminds me when I reviewed the first time this card was nerfed. The big advantage here is you cannot trade, and you also cannot get favor from it by attacking the opponent. So yeah, Blight has way too many cards like this right now. Porphyrion, a card that became quite a staple in any deck, especially aggro and mid-range, as it's a solid 5 mana 5/5 wards. So it's a creature. It messes up with your opponent's god power, and also it's a tricky creature to be removed because of the ward. So they're making it slightly weaker with 4 health. So fair enough. This one, 2 mana 3/2, summon a 1/1 Battle Thrall. Yeah, perfectly acceptable nerf. This card was just too good of a value for a 2 mana drop. I think it will still see play. Perhaps not as much before. It's not going to be as much of a staple, but yeah. Last one from the core set, Battle Bards. Very powerful cards. I mean, 1 mana 2/2, and then he buffs a Viking +2 strength. It was too much. This card was incredibly strong. Really buffing war, aggro war, very early on in the game. So fair changes. I'm not sure if any other core cards should have been changed here. You guys let me know in the comments below. Now let's go into the mortal ones. Now, Again, like I've said, I've already reviewed the mortal ones as a first look into into the cards. So again, it was all reactions. I have some of the tier lists here. You can see on my past videos. I'll try and link them below. I've rated based on my first look. So let's see where these cards could potentially stay now. Again, I was quite careful not to give too many brokens. I only gave broken to 2 cards. So I don't know if you can see very well, but the new 5 mana legendary for war, where if you have 100 favor, you basically win the game. I'm just curious, how does that interact with the opponent having ward on a god? That'll be interesting to find out. And then this card here, 6 mana, 5/3 Alicia, I think the name is. Anyway, let's have a look. I think this is all nerfs as well. So, Big Bony Bastard, probably the best name of the whole set so far. So, Tempt Fate, again, it can get some really strong buffs if you're lucky. And then in power 1, add the Pharaoh's Heirloom. And I think everyone has realized so far that Pharaoh's Heirloom is going to be a big thing on Death. Death having a comeback with aggro. Perhaps not as much, maybe some of the cards were addressed, but Heirloom is quite powerful. Again, if you don't know what this card is, please check my previous 2 videos. A 2-part video of my first look into all the cards per god, where I look into all the effects and I rate them based on what I think, what I thought back then. So less strength, okay. Still in power 1, can get the Pharaoh's Heirloom. 4 mana, 5/4. Sorry, 5 mana, 4/5. I think it's fair. And I don't see any significant nerfs so far. Dahlia, they decided to increase the cost of this one. I don't think I again, big bony bastard. See if I can find Death. Where did I put Death? Oh boy. Magic, War. Is it here? I didn't think Big Bony Bastard was that special. But then again, I probably didn't realize how Pharaoh's Heirloom was going to be, could be so impactful in the meta. Okay, I don't think it changes anything for me. Dahlia, Night Gardener, so that's going to be a 4 mana. Let's see, where did I put it before? Probably here. Yeah, I put it as average. So Echo, when a friendly creature is healed, summon a 1/1 injured sprout. 4 mana, I guess it makes sense because of the Echo card, because it's a 1 mana 1/1 copy of the effect, except you get Solace, so you cannot abuse of the Void. I think this card will have some impact with another legendary, which I actually put as above average. I wonder if they're going to touch that one. I see the potential here of perhaps you healing a lot at 3 mana. Okay, don't think it still changes my my ranking. Next one, Kira's Defender of Tartness. Health reduced. Frontline, when you summon a creature with 2 or less strength, draw a card. Okay, so I guess they saw this being a big problem for Light. Maybe not so much, since it's just a slight health change. But I think I said in my early reaction that's solid stats for 6 mana. I don't think I gave any particular strong score. Actually, I gave it below average. Frontline, when you summon a creature with 2 or less strength, draw a card. I guess I was quite unfair with my thinking about it. It's not when you play, but it's when you summon. So if you have multiple ways of summoning, that's actually it's actually quite strong. I might have compared unfairly to another card with similar effects, but you actually have to attack with it. So this is different. It's actually when you summon. So I think it's an average card. So I guess that's wrong. So 6 mana, 5/6. Again, if Light finds a way to take advantage of this, I guess Zealous March, for example, which we've not seen a nerf in this. We've not seen a nerf here. which is probably one of the ones they are missing, since it's quite strong because of the protected. You could potentially draw a lot of cards next turn. Okay, yeah, perhaps it's quite a strong card still, just will be a bit easier to kill now. Next one, Proud Protector. So instead of being a no, so it's a 5 mana now. This creature swaps strength with another creature. Echo, same thing. So I guess the adjustment here is to take in consideration the Echo card, but you also have to pay to play the Echo card anyway. I don't think I thought too much of this card. I might have give it average. Can I find it here? It's a shame you cannot just hover and tell you which cards are. It's a light, right? Did I forget to rank it, or I'm just blind? No, it's right there. I gave it average. This creature swaps strength with another creature. I mean, I think the strongest thing about it is the fact that you can use to buff one of your creatures. So let's say you have a one attack strength in your board, and you play this 4 mana, and you basically can give it 4. You're just trading. The thing is that creature can attack, this one can't attack, so I think that's where they saw it was quite powerful, and I should have probably considered being a bit more than just average. So again, another card that in perspective does make sense, the fact they are slightly nerfing it here. Next. Home Guard Protected. Oh, so it's a 2 mana 2/1, Echo Protected. So it's going to be a 1/2. Yeah, makes it definitely less aggressive cards. Again, where did I put it? Probably average, if not below average. I really struggle to see like this. Where did I put it? Here, below average. Yeah, because I didn't think too much of it, and then you get a 1 mana 1/1 with the same effect. Okay, I guess for me it's still below average, especially now with the change. Return Tomguard. Tomguard. Health reduced. Roar, summon random 1 mana Anubian from your void. Yeah, I can see where with Pharaoh's Heirloom is going to be problematic. And for an extra mana, so another one. So now it's going to be a 4 mana 3/3. I believe I gave this card average, where probably this card will be above average. So now a bit slightly weaker. Yeah, there it is. Okay, next one. Immaterialize. This is going to be a 3 mana now. Does make sense. Again, I didn't think too much of this card back then, but I could see this card being abused with other very powerful cards. Since basically you can generate a copy to your hands of one of your creatures. So let's say that legendary that can reduce the mana costs of all your cards. So 3 mana, fair enough. It's going to be more difficult to play, except for the ramp. Pine Wayfarer. I think I gave it above average. So Tempt Fate, give Blitz to this creature if you control another wild creature. So this will be a solid 5 mana 5/5 with potential good buffs with Tempt Fate. Again, Tempt Fate, you always guarantee a buff, but if you decide to tempt your fate, then you could potentially get 2 or nothing. So now it's a 5 mana 4/4. I think it's could still be strong. Definitely just average now, but it really depends what Tempt Fate can get you. And unfortunately, I cannot talk by experience because I didn't have a chance to experiment these cards on a public text realm. So I don't know exactly what Tempt Fate can give you. But I'm sure there's going to be some strong ones. I know he can give you wards, and I don't recall the other ones. So if you can get protected, it's still a good card. It's not above average anymore. Shadow Step, Backstabber, Echo, steal 1 strength from the strongest enemy creature. Again, okay, so strength, it goes from 1 to 0. So I guess when you steal, you actually get that strength. You too. I think I've seen this card in play. Yeah, makes sense. Otherwise, this is going to be a 1 mana, 2/1. What did I give her? What did I give the cards? Can I find Deception? I think it's the first one. I'll probably give it average. I was very negative about Deception, but maybe I'm biased. Yeah, I gave it average. I think we'll still have some use in more controlled formats, which we know that Deception can be. Arms Dealer. So now it's going to be a 3/3. Echo, hidden for 1 turn. At the start of your mana, expend 1. At the start of your turn, expend 1 mana. If you do, give your creatures +1 strength until the end of your turn. What did I give you? Oh, I'm pretty sure I still gave it average. Because I didn't thought too much about it. Or did I give it below average? Oh boy. See if I can and looking at the artworks, it's right there. I gave it average, so I guess quite strong. Either for 1 turn, at the start of your turn, expend 1 mana, because you have to pay 1 mana for that. So you have to expect the card to survive. I think that's why I didn't like it too much. I guess someone made found a way to make it work, and they decided to nerf it, decided to make it even worse, in my view. Light in the Sand. Oh. So I think I said this card was just average, and I guess I was wrong. Like someone pointed out in a rude manner. What did I give it? Did I completely slam the card? Line in the Sand. Damn, I really struggle. It's so small here that I actually struggle to find it. It's right there. I gave it average. Give each enemy creature can't attack for 1 turn. I thought this card was odd. I think I recall this card should be a give to order, not just like Light uses order a lot, and have a card that doesn't use order but uses a completely different way of freezing the board. It's not sleep. It's not order. Do we have anything else? Don't think so. It's just give can't attack for 1 turn. So yeah. I mean, in retrospective, this card was probably at 2 mana, was probably above average. Because it's probably better than any give ward. It's just stop. Next turn you can't do anything, and there's probably nothing you can do about it. Probably ward doesn't even protect. So you could just, if you're playing a control Light, which it can be a thing, you could just basically this card buys you a turn. It's very similar to sleep. You put your opponent's creatures to sleep, you know that next turn they can't touch you. So now it's going to be a 5 mana. Probably still average. So I guess I should have rated this card above average, if not broken. Yeah. Yeah, I got that wrong. That's what you get when you do a first look. Interesting. But again, it should be order. It's just strange. I'm sure we probably have other order cards in this expansion, unless it was exclusive to Divine Order. Territorial Dominion. Yeah, 1 mana to 2 mana. I think I said this card was above average. Yeah, I thought this card was quite strong. Your strongest creature attacks your opponent's strongest creature. If your creature survive, fully heal it. So, yeah. I don't remember exactly what I said about this card, but I thought it was quite strong. Now at 2 mana, I don't think it's gonna see play. I think now it's below average. I could be wrong, but at 1 mana, fair enough, good trade there. And I think you'll get an extra attack for 2 mana. I'd rather use an Arrow of Rage, I guess. If your strongest creature is already injured, then it's probably gonna die. If it dies, you get nothing from it, so... yeah... You know, it's... Going from a card from 3 mana to 4 mana to even 4 mana to 5 mana, or even 6 mana to 7 mana, it's not a big deal, but 1 mana to 2 mana, it's quite a deal. Especially for this type of card that require you to have a board. Okay. Spec Juggler. Okay, so it's gonna cost more. Summon a random 1 mana creature from another domain. I think I wanted to give this card above average, but in the end I didn't. Yeah, I think it was the first card because I didn't know what to expect. But again, a 1 mana, 1/1 that summons a random 1 mana. It's a 1 mana 2 creatures, so they made it more expensive, and I think that's fair and still average. Next one. Roll Licking Lyricists. Jesus, that's a tongue twister. So now it's going to be a 3 mana, Tempt Fate, randomly summon a 1 mana creature from another domain. So they increase the cost of the similar cards. Okay. I gave it average, so it's still average. I think this is the only card I gave above average. I thought this card was too strong. Let me read. Randomly summon 2 1 mana creatures from another domain, then Tempt Fate them. So I thought this was cool. This was too strong. Now it's going to be 4 mana. Well, I was right about being too strong. Now it's garbage. Damn. They destroy the cards. Like 3 mana, 4 mana, 4 random 2 1 mana creatures. I mean, if you can lower the cost of the cards in your hand, then maybe there's a way to work, but ouch. Appeal to Mercy, 3 mana now, summon 2 1 mana more creature, give them +1 strength to them. I mean, I guess this is still better than this one. So, damn, they really destroyed that card. What did people do with it in PTR? Okay, Legendary getting nerfed. What did I think about this Legendary before reading it? Not much, I don't think. I actually gave it below average. Oh, let's get wrong again. Unlock a mana log for this turn, then refresh 1 mana. Empower 2, deal 2 damage to the weakest enemy creature. I didn't like it because it was an ability. So this card needs to survive. And it doesn't have a backline or anything. Still, people found a way to make it work. I guess being a 1 mana, if you start first, then good value. But if you don't, then... And I think I said this before. Because you're unlocking a mana log, but it's temporary. So basically, you're basically getting a bag of tricks for free. That's all it does, it's a bag of tricks. Which, you know, it's good, but it needs to survive. For 3 mana, you can deal 2 damage to the weakest enemy creature. So they made it 2 mana. It's still below average for me. I didn't like it before, and still don't like it. 20-side Mace. When you summon a creature from another domain, give it +1/+1. Okay. I think I gave it average before. Yeah. Now at 4 mana. Oh, wait. But it doesn't lose durability. That's what. Is that why I only gave it? This is quite strong, actually. Maybe I made the assumption that you actually lose durability whenever this happens, but no. No, you equip this, start summoning, and you have a feast. So I guess that's why the other cards got nerfed. Turn 3, you play this. Turn 2, bag of tricks, you play this, and then next turn just summon. Yeah. That's probably why they saw that this card was way too strong. Still, this at 4 mana after the mace. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, in retrospective, this was an above average card. I must have missed the fact that you do not lose durability, because I'm used to seeing these effects on relics. Whenever something happens, like you summon a creature, you give them something and you lose 1 durability. So fair change, I guess, considering where Deception is going with this expansion. Wretched Vanguards. So this is a change to Pharaoh's Heirloom. Let's have a look before I forget. What was Pharaoh's Heirloom? Summon a... Okay. So for 1 mana you could summon a 2-1. A 1 mana 2-1, and now it's going to be a 1-1. And for extra 2 mana you can also summon that other card with Blitz. So they decided to nerf this. So less aggro. Okay. It's interesting here because it steals 1 health from your opponent, but it... Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen of the card, stealing, it's not like Leech, so it doesn't heal your god. You should steal for it, but because it's afterlife, it dies, so... It's not like the Deception card where you steal strength, you steal health, but it dies. I guess you should be steal from a creature, from the god. Yeah, okay. It kind of puts a slowdown to the Pharaoh's Heirloom, because again that's looked like it was going to be a big deal. Alustrina, I think I gave this card just average, but I obviously might have missed the huge potential this card does have. Where did I put magic again? No, I give it above average. Yeah, 4 mana, reduce the cost of 1 of cards in your hand by 1, empower 3, so at 7 mana you could do the same for your whole deck. And people pointed out there is ways to, reduce the cost of this card to then when you get... Yeah, I was gonna say, but how can you reduce the cost of a 7 mana card if... Because all the other cards that reduce the cost, you need to have the mana unlocked. Wait, it's empower. So actually you only need to have 4 mana unlocked to start being able to reduce the cost of this one and then be able to play it early. I hope that made sense. But if you play Magic, you'll see there's some cards that can reduce the cost of cards in your hand, but it always depends on reduce the cost of a creature or spell. It depends. That doesn't cost more than your current unlocked mana. So basically it's to balance with your turn. Anyway, what you're doing with it, 5 mana. I think it's still going to see some play. I think it's still above average. Especially, again, I was going to say the Echo, but it doesn't have Echo. Okay. I'm sure we're still going to find ways to play it. It's not such a big change like other cards. Hand of the Abyss. Pull a random 1 mana Nubian from your void. Empower 1, add a Pharaoh's Heirloom to your hand. Again. The fact that you're able, if you have a 1 mana to spare, you use this and you get the card you didn't put in your deck. And I like this Empower 1, especially on cards that like Nature, which might have, in decks that cannot draw. I always found it very hard to play 1 mana spells. For example, you probably saw a lot of Light playing with that 1 mana Divine Order spell that obliterates a creature with order. Is so specific to fit that card in your deck. One of 2 things: it's order specific, or you draw a lot. So you could just play a couple of order creature and then just because it's a 1 mana, it only does that, which is quite strong. But if the deck lacks drawing, then you could draw that card when you're losing and you can't play it. So it's a dead card and it's a 1 mana. So unless you draw a lot, then it's like. But you've probably seen a lot of light players playing that. At least I saw some of them playing last week. And I just, if you guys saw me on stream, I was like, you have to be very greedy to playing that. I mean, only 3 order creature on the deck and playing that, it just tells you how strong light is. So yeah, I like this Empower one. You could find yourself not having any other 1 mana cards in your hands, and you just play this. On your turn 3, 2 mana, Empower 1, because why not? You don't have anything else to play. And you get the Pharaoh's Heirloom for another time. And also think about those cards that exist, like the Rock Drake Eggs, the new promo, Mortal Judgments, and also one of the new Korka Egg. I'm not even going to try and say it. It's a dragon, where you get effects when you summon based on how many cards you have in your hand. So all of these Empower add stuff to your hand. Quite useful. It's very important. It's an immense value when you can play something and still get something in your hands. Instead of just playing it, you don't have anything, so you just hope for the best. You just hope that your aggressiveness survives, because if it doesn't, you're not going to be able to draw. Anyway, that was that. Land of the Dead. Yeah, I could see this card being a big problem because you actually select. So you're going to see a lot of 1 mana Nubians. And you actually select up to 6, which is ridiculous for a 5 mana card. 6 mana card will slow it down. Because as you know, from turn 5 to from turn 5 mana to 6 mana, it takes 2 extra turns or Bag of Tricks, etc. So I think that's fair. It's still going to see play, I think. Reach into the Black. We're almost finishing. Reach into the Black, summon 3 random 1 Nubians from your void. 2 mana for this. Oh boy. 3 mana. Okay, yeah. I think it's fair. Now that I had a small taste of what Pharaoh's Heirloom can do. I played twice against it and oh boy, it's strong. I get it. So I guess my tier list for Death was quite poor in retrospective. Again, I've missed Death, I guess. Death. Yeah. No, I gave quite a few above average. But I don't think I could see how strong this Pharaoh's Heirloom. It's one of those things you start rating the cards because you're just looking at them, talking about them, you add them to the list and you just see Pharaoh's Heirloom. Huh. Okay. Well, I didn't think much about it, but this Pharaoh's Heirloom, it's a big deal. Again. An extra mana you have to spare. Do it. 3 mana, I think that's more than fair. So it's, again, slowing it down. And not Bone Roller. Tempt Fate and apply the results to each of your creatures. Yes, super strong. I mean, if you get a Tempt Fate, you again, Pharaoh's Heirloom, summon the board. You have a lot of cards, so just keep bringing those 1 mana cards. Then you play this, and you're lucky, and you just buff with whatever Tempt Fate can give. Ward and other things, I'm not sure. Dead King's Touch. Destroy a creature with 6 health or less. Again, same kind of Empower. Yeah, very strong. A solid, I think I gave it a good rating for this. It's a solid 4 mana removal, which Death doesn't really have. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I'm lying. I guess I said there was better things out there. Never mind. I must have missed the Empower. I'm sure I even checked. I'm a bit forgetful now. But at 4 mana, yeah, that doesn't really have much. At least not you see play, so I guess I changed my mind for 4 mana. I know there's at least 2 other ones. I think there's 2 other ones, and this one is, yeah, in retrospective, it should be above average. I don't know why I gave it below average. Aggressive Superior. I think that's the only light card I actually, or one of 2 I actually gave it. Yeah, I actually gave it above average because I could clearly see this card having an immediate effect on the current meta light. So those are the easiest cards to rate. You know how the meta is right now, and you see a card like this, and you're like, oh boy. So basically, this at 1 mana 2/2, solid for 1 mana, very good. And then if you happen to be able to spend 6 mana in total, you can set the strength and health of all your creatures to 5/5. So it'll be 5/5 creatures. So if you already have 5 creatures on the board, you are immediately able to deal 25 damage to your opponent's face, possibly. So I said this card was above average, if not broken. So what did they do? It's gonna cost an extra. So again, so not 6 mana, 7 mana. You're probably still gonna see some play. It's still a 1 mana 2/2, but yeah, very strong. Oh, I'm missing a card. Oh, it's the broken one. Armory Heist. So it's not 5 mana, 6 mana. Give plus strength to each of your creatures. Give minus 2 strength to each of enemy creature. I think I gave this card a good score. Nah, just average. I'm lying again. Remind me of Elixir of the Snake. This giving plus 2 strength ignores ward, so that's really good. What did I give it? Come on, at least I gave it average, right? Yeah, I gave it average. Yeah, I should have given it above average. 6 mana now. I guess it's, again, at 6 mana, Deception has Elixir of the Snake, which is quite strong. You're seeing some play right now, especially against Light, because of the give plus strength, give plus 3 strength minus 3 health, which then kills anything with Protect, which is an amazing way to go against Protected, looking at it. And this does a very similar thing. I was about to say I don't think it's a fair change, but I don't like Deception, so... Although, if you guys are watching this today, you're gonna see me on stream playing Deception, so... The hypocrisy. Okay, so... The last cards... And the only card aside of War I gave broken. I gave it broken straight away. Just broken. Because this card reminds me so much of a Hearthstone card called the Katoon. So it's a 6 mana 5/3 at the end of your turn. Spend damage equal to your deal damage equal to your spent mana gems, split randomly among all enemy characters, not enemy creatures, enemy characters. So imagine your opponent has an empty board. You can always only play this in turn 6. They're only gonna change the health. Still broken. Honestly, I don't see why the health is such a big deal. Just to be able to kill it quicker, I guess. So it doesn't. Again, just on its own, 6 mana, you get the value straight away. Played well, this you already get the value. If it gets killed. Anyway. So think about this. It's a 6 mana turn. So as you know, and up to turn 5, every single turn you get a mana gem. So you go from turn 1 to turn 5, and then to turn 6 it takes 2 mana gems. So when you actually play this at turn 6, for example, you actually deal 7 damage. Not 6, 7. 6 mana deals 7 damage. Split. So you could potentially clear a board. It's like the Hunt, except you have a creature. The Hunt deals 8 damage. But it's a 6 mana spell only. This is a 6 mana 5 now 2 creature. So yeah, and just also not to mention that maybe you could play this at turn 9. I mean, let's do the math. 7, I could be wrong here, 7, 8, 9, I guess then 12, is it 15, 16 mana gems in total? I don't remember, but turn 9, this could deal a lot of damage. So, and it's enemy characters, so yeah, still broken. It's still broken. It doesn't change the fact that it can still be played at turn 6. And again, you could play turn 9. And correct me if I'm wrong, it's 5 plus 2. Could be wrong. So let me push this here, because I'm just doing this on top of my memory, top of my head. 5, then turn 6, then turn 7 is the same thing, and then it goes to turn 8, and then turn 9, so you could deal 16 damage in total. Yeah, that's a big deal. It's at the end of your turn, it's not the start of your turn. If it was at the start of your turn, this card will be absolute trash. There's no chance your opponent will let this survive. The chances of this surviving will be close to none. So yeah, this will do for this video. 40 minutes video, took a bit longer than I expected. I think the changes are reasonable, I guess. I mean, it's hard to say when you've not played with the cards yet. You really don't know the impact. I mean, I cannot foresee such impact. But looking at the core ones, fair change. I mean, if you hate lights, I mean, I loved the light as a god, as a character. It was the first god I made to top 10 months ago. So I really love the god. I love the mechanics, but I just don't like the current meta right now. So yeah, fair change. Absolute fair change. I think 3 mana was too broken for this. Really annoying, really hard to play around this. When you finally think you were able to, okay, finally stop light right now, and then they play you this. Like, oh my god. 3 mana. It's like turn 5, 3 mana. They send you a creature that you've managed to have strong on the board back to your deck. Fair change. I'm surprised they're not touching the is it 2 mana 2/2? Give +1/+1? This one, fine. Still good. This one, yeah, completely fair change. 3 strength, 2 mana 3/2, summon +1/+1. I mean, it was either make it 2/2 or make it 3 mana. And I think the 2/2 is better if you want numbers. And this is still strong. And the only change here, it's -1 strength. So again, I think the biggest tackle here is just reduce the aggression. So hopefully you're able to clear, if you're trying to play mid-range or control, you can actually take over the board before you are nearly dead. Because that's usually the problem. You get to a point where, okay, I can clear the board, but next turn I'm dead. So I think that's the take with their changes. Again, I'm gonna post. I'm gonna write an article about it. If you come from YouTube, please make sure to check the article. Also, check my previous 2 videos on my first look into all these cards. If you want to learn more about every single card that's coming out, which should be coming out again in the next 24 to 48 hours. Again, all the links below. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna write an article about this again, so all links below. Make sure to check it, and if you enjoy it, let me know. Let me know. Anyway, that will do it for this video, and I'll also catch you live. I'm gonna be going live now. Hopefully I can catch you there, talk about this as well. And I'm always streaming live Tuesday to Saturday at around 9:30. Probably a bit early today. British summertime. Anyway, that will definitely do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and catch you on the next one. Bye bye.